don't need to make $1 million a month.
$1 million in a month. That's crazy.
Would I mind it? Absolutely not. But not when it comes to
doing it the right way.
Compromising my moral compass.
That's why I left the corporate world, bro.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, not when it comes to corporate to compromising my moral compass. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like,
totally dig that.
yeah, like I'm good with $5K a month. I get 10 people, that's 50 G's. Cool. I get 5 people, that's 25 G's. So like, I'm cool with that, bro. I can't be greedy. Like, most people to even indulge in this type of conversation, people are like, yo, you're giving too much. You shouldn't be giving this. Or like, how much you paying? Like, nah, like and that's an Achilles heel for me. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's like, because of my personality and who I am, I give.
But you, that's what I was about to say. You have a giver's mindset.
I do.
You have a giver's mindset.
You dig what I'm saying?
But like with having that giver's mindset, you know what I'm saying? At least for me, it's always kind of come back tenfold.
And I bank on that, right? Like, you do good will come. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to screw anybody over.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't.
And I mean that one bad interview one bad review.
Screw you over. You dig what I'm saying?
Over, bro.
And it's like, and then I think about.
I had one person on my book when I first launched it. I give you credit one. I don't know why, but for some reason I had all the words in capital letters. I didn't think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I felt like you were screaming at me.
I swear to God, bro. I swear to God. Somebody left a review on my Amazon book thing, and it said, I felt like you were screaming at me the whole time.
Know it.
Like, I couldn't even get through the first page. Yeah. They left me a fucking 1 star, bro. Yeah, and I'm like, did you even like read?
Of course not.
There's some knowledge in there. And I was like, yo, that same night, bro, I went and I fucking edited it, bro. And fucking changed it all up.
That's why I decided to do ebooks.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But like the thing is that, like, although it was like a whack ass review, I even offered to give him another one for free. But like, other people might have felt that way. So I was like, I didn't even take it like all that badly. And was like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a learning lesson. Don't fucking write books in all caps.
Yeah. But not even just that. I look at it like, everything's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. That person probably credit still shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't meant for them, at least not at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody likes Gucci. Not everybody likes Louis Vuitton. Some people are good with, you know what I'm saying? Some people are good with, like, you know,
my dog.
Michael Kors or something. Not to say that there's anything wrong with it, but everybody's got a different palette when it comes to.
Like,
you know,
I like Burberry a lot in college.
You dig what I'm saying?
I was bird out.
Yeah, you dig what I'm saying? So, like, everybody's palette's different, bro, when it comes to, like, financial literacy and stuff.
Now I got the Ferragamo.
Yeah, you feel me?
What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffee.
Yo, so, special episode of this podcast. I'm actually been hot for the past few minutes, and I'm leaving all that in there, unless you guys say not to. But funny thing, you know, every time we invite my man on, one of my good friends for over 10 years, probably more than that, high school shit. But yeah, every time I invite one of my guys on, he's one of my good friends. He's a multi-entrepreneur. He owns multiple businesses. He's been always a super hustler since I've known him, and he's gonna talk about some of the fun businesses he had in college as well. Yeah. How he was running up on students, you know what I'm saying? Fun stuff. Yeah, give it up for my man, Mr. Carlos Den.
Yeah. Thank you.
My brother. And then also, we have my man Rich Off Credit. What's up, my boy CJ? So we were doing, every time we end up doing things, and there's like a cross between guests. Every time you come over, we end up like chopping it up over there in the kitchen before we get out. So we're just like, yo, fuck it. Why don't we just set up another mic and we run it this way? Because, geez. Carlos, my brother, how you doing, brody?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
that edification that you had for me in the beginning too made me feel really good. So I
my
appreciate
brother.
that.
Yes, sir, man.
You're one of those people that, you know, you start talking about people and they're like, damn, I need to know who he's talking about.
Oh, come on, man. Bro, hey, listen, the fact that you do, you know, we were talking about the other businesses that we were doing, but like, you know, we were talking about the fact we were in the clubs doing crazy videos and all that kind of stuff. You run Providence and I'm majority of Mass and all this stuff with the security business you do. That's just one of the many things you do, bro. Like, how many different things do you touch on, would you say?
Let's see. So I have my consulting business. So that's kind of like my main thing. My moniker is Mr. Then, the Millennial Business and Finance Coach. I started that back in 2017. It was kind of like an expansion upon that business that I mentioned in college that I'll kind of go into a little bit further in a little bit. Besides that, I have the security company. The security company has a division that's for valet, and then hopefully in the future we'll do something with transportation. So I try to keep those kind of things separate but equal, I guess you could say, and kind of like their own little box. More recently, I'm working on something that's a tequila brand, and that's called Privilege. So that's going to be really exciting. The idea behind that is that the bottles will be designed by artists, but the bottles will also be connected to like an NFT. So, for instance, the idea is these artists will be able to design this bottle. There'll be a limited supply, and they'll sell for just an easy number, $50. That artist would get 10% of whatever the revenue is on those bottles. So it would go ahead and generate revenue for artists that unfortunately might not be making it in their regular field.
That's fire.
Because most people, buy liquor.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We're drinking tequila right now, right?
Yeah.
So cheers to that.
Damn, we would have drank your shit. You got to bring us a sample so we can do it.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, please.
What's that process like? Getting into liquor? That's crazy.
It's a bit of a process. You have to go through trademark things. Tequila can only be made in Mexico, so it has to be
Really?
it has to be made in Mexico. I have a distillery in Jalisco that's working with me to create the product. We haven't necessarily gotten to the taste yet, which I want to make sure it's something that tastes amazing, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe even throw some gold flakes in there.
There you go.
So something different, something different, something that people will be like, wow, like it's a privilege to drink privilege.
There you go.
You got me. You already got me.
I mean, it's one of those things that like I'm definitely gonna play on the words. I like playing on words like nightlife security. It was something that I came up with. But it's nightlife with a K. And then privilege. Is something that not everybody is comfortable saying they have, but everybody wants.
Got you.
So
No, I respect it, man.
it's something that I think will definitely change the game, especially for artists. The idea really is that, God forbid, if one of these artists were to even die, they'd essentially get like a royalty on whenever these bottles are sold. So with the example that I started with, that was $50 a bottle, if in a year from now, if it's sold for $100, even though the artist isn't part of their transaction of that sale, they would get a piece of that because it's tied to the NFT, and you can't sell it without it. So it's like a digital deed. So one thing that I found, and a lot of people are talking about like NFTs, they're all crashing, they're all going down, and they're not valuable anymore. Well, it's because a lot of these NFTs don't have any tie or any use to them. It's just a nice little digital image that you can maybe throw up in your metaverse apartment. But with this, it'll be something that's physical, something that somebody actually created, and that just happens to have a digital counterpart that represents that it's authentic. And then like say for, if they pass away and they're no longer with us, unfortunately a lot of artists make the craziest amount of money off of their art after they're dead.
Unfortunately,
Like Picasso and all of these guys. And it's like, okay, now my family can make money even after I've passed away off of something that I created once,
It's fire.
Nah, damn.
And then I have a supermarket in Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That was something that was more for the heart. Unfortunately, my mother, not unfortunately, fortunately, I was able to retire my mom and have her in the Dominican Republic. But she had gone there, she didn't have many friends. She grew up there when she was younger, but going in there after she's aged and, at the age of retirement, it was difficult for her to make friends. She wasn't going out. She was in the apartment all day, and she had her plants. But like, I like to think that being able to, have that human connection is part of life.
Absolutely.
So like being able to just socialize with you guys and talk to you guys, it's important. And if we have a story, we need to tell it. So my mom, she was going through a difficult time. I could kind of tell she was a little depressed. And, I came up with the idea, my grandma had this property that she wasn't using anymore. It's right across from the market where they sell like fresh fruits and produce and stuff like that. And I was like, Grandma, what are you doing with that? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I might rent it or something. And I was like, well, let me hold that. And let me hold that.
Damn, smart.
And you know, at first, she wanted to do something like that was like a Home Depot style thing. And I was like, I don't know. You know, it was just after COVID had kind of ended. And I was like, you know what would really go well there and would supplement what's right across the street? A supermarket. And long story short, I started working on like designs myself. Even though I'm not a graphic designer or anything like that, I like to first create the logos in my mind and then work on them myself and then have them perfected by the artist, of course. And I named it after my grandma because, you know, at that time too, my grandma was going through a hard time. We thought we were going to lose her. They literally sent her home to die. And, you know, thank God she's still with us here. She like made like a crazy full recovery, which is a godsend in my opinion. But that's the reason why I even had gone to Dominican Republic. You know, I went to Dominican Republic thinking the worst, basically, and ended up, you know, creating a business, getting my mom to, you know, go out and meet people and keep her mind busy, which for me is very important because she was able to do the numbers every night. She's there now. She's doing administration. You know, she's not lifting things. She's not going crazy. But, you know, she has something to do. And she has an opportunity to meet people in this particular business that we started. She meets people every day, and she feels great about it.
It's got to be your most important business, just off that alone, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so, man. Damn.
Listen, man, that's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Then how would you know, CJ? Let me ask you this: like, how important is it to have like to diversify your portfolio in this way where you having so many different businesses?
In my personal opinion, bro, it's essential. It's beyond important, right? Because, you know, as I told you, like, you know, Job just having one job is just over broke, right? Like, you
Damn,
know, like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So one wrong turn, one wrong turn, things go south. You lose your job. Like, you know, a lot of people live in paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So if something goes wrong, your whole empire could just fall to the ground. You know what I'm saying? If you got kids and your kids depend on you, or a spouse or whatever, like, it's important. So it's actually it's beyond imperative to diversify your portfolio. That way you're not just depending on one source of income. And not only just that, like, to piggyback off of what he said, what you get to do is you get to put people in positions, right? So like one thing that I didn't mention previously when we were talking, so even when I created the rental car business, as much as it was about my kids, I actually also am employing my stepfather.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? So he was a truck driver. He messed his back up. He's like, yo, I don't want to do this no more. All right, cool. Let's work for us. You know what I'm saying? So now he loses his job, but we also have something to supplement that income where he'll still be able to provide for the family. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to go out and work for somebody else and be a slave to somebody else. So we talk about the importance of having a diversified portfolio in events like that. That would be why it's extremely important to have multiple streams of income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably been one of my biggest things. You know, like, you know, something that I guess you guys. I mean, not that I guess. I know you guys definitely feel fulfilled is when you guys are able to put people in position and that type of thing. And I could only imagine how that must feel. Like, I'm looking to, you know, trying to do that for the people around us, where we're like, all right, yo. I'm looking around like, yep, you can do this, you can do this. I'm like, damn, we just need to figure out the funding so we can, at the very least, you know what I'm saying, get people solid and, you know, get them for them right. You were about to say something, my bad.
No, I was just saying, I think about that shit even with my kids. My kids aren't even that old, and I'm just like, how can I, you know, because this business is doing very well, but like you said, you gotta kind of stretch. Like, that was the first thing we said. Like, we did like a goal board in the beginning of the year, and there's just multiple streams of income was our main thing, because we were just running it up on Red Eye, and, you know, doing very well. But like you said, if that shit all goes bad, and it hasn't, thank God, but God forbid it does. So we're trying. It's something they're constantly working on, trying to figure out new business.
Yeah, no facts.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I like to say, you know, at least for myself, is that, you know, I feel like in doing everything that, in helping others achieve what they want in life, you know, I'll accomplish everything I want. You know? But then on top of that too, you know, a lot of people use the word serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
I've been called that sometimes. I don't necessarily like the phrase just because, like, I feel like serial has like a negative connotation. Like, it has like that tone where it's like, okay, like a serial killer, for instance. You know, like, they're obsessed with like
Yeah.
going ahead and doing that. I'm not obsessed with starting businesses, although I do like starting businesses. What I seek to do and what I have done is set up a diversified entrepreneurship type of thing, where I'm okay. Like if something goes bad here, this is a whole different market.
Yeah.
So
Nah, that's super
I mean, you're in two great markets. I mean, I guess three great markets because people always gonna need food at the supermarket. People always gonna need protection, especially in Rhode Island. There's a lot of nightlife in Rhode Island. People don't know. And then credit
everywhere,
We
bro.
talked about how important credit is this whole time. So
Yeah, what would you say like motivated you to start the business, like to start this one in particular?
Man, just changing people's lives, right? Like just the passion to change people's lives. So I got a background in psychology. I was a therapist prior to me indulging in this space, and just seeing how people would go from A to Z, which might be a point of struggle, to a point of freedom, is life changing. You know what I'm saying? So like my goal was, how many need-based businesses can I start, right? So because when you indulge in a need-based business, what you're essentially doing is solving a problem. You get what I'm saying? So how many problems can I solve to relieve any type of stress or frustration that somebody might be enduring at that point in time? So that's really how I got into that space.
what is it, Alex Hormozy or something?
Harmosa, yep.
Yeah, he always talks about he's like fix problems. Yeah, he's like, but fix rich people's problems.
Yeah.
Like, figure out the problems that rich people have and fix those.
Yeah.
It's true.
I
But
mean,
you know what?
People pay to have their problems fixed.
Yeah, and not only just that, it's like, yes, that's true, but I want to help people become rich. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
as much as like it is great to help fix rich people problems, because that's obviously where the money comes.
Yeah.
But if you can kind of nurture somebody from a place of struggle to a place of riches and wealth, you will also acquire those riches and wealth throughout that process.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So while that concept is dope, if I can help you become rich, eventually it will come back full circle, and those riches I will acquire through the process of helping somebody else become rich.
And you're just improving your circle too. You know?
Circle of wealth.
Yeah.
What do they say? That your net worth is your network.
Your network is
Yeah.
your
Your
network.
network is your net worth.
Yep.
That's why I be trying to see. That's again. I be trying to get around these killers, man. I'm like, because I know a lot. Again, it's just always about improving. It's always about improving. I know. I see. Every day. Luckily, with the internet, there's no real borderlines or anything like that. You don't see it. There's no. Oh, you live too far. You're in LA. No, there's. Most people don't even know where we're at. Where we are. People are like, well, they just assume we're at some studio somewhere, wherever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like. Most of the time, like we can see anybody, and like the fact that we're able to like almost basically touch the people that we're most inspired by, that should give people more, the most motivation to like. It's right there. It really is just right there, and it's more evident than ever now. And the fact that we have like all these people. Well, for one, we have the cell phones, so. It's really about whether what the fuck do you want to do about it. Can you get to it or not? You know
I
what
mean, it's funny because I wrote a book. It's called Learn, Drop the L, and Earn, and that's one of the things that I mentioned in the books. That
It's a good title.
everybody has a cell phone. Thank you, I
It's a good
appreciate
title.
that.
It's a hell of a title.
Hell of a
Yeah,
title. Yeah. I definitely got that copyrighted because.
yeah. You're on it.
Smart.
But like one of the things about it was that I mentioned that like pretty much anybody with a cell phone nowadays can call themselves an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You can pretty much start a business if you have a cell phone, no problem.
Yeah.
And all you need is a data plan.
Yeah.
All you need is a data.
Kids nowadays
plan.
are doing everything. Drop shipping. Like there's like so many ways to make money, and kids are doing it.
Yeah.
Kids that are 16 years old are already making mad bread. It's crazy.
Yeah, nah, it's almost like it's so unbelievable. Like when they're like, like, and you used to hear about these people making 20 plus, $30K a month, just and they're from the comfort of their own home. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, unfortunately, on social media do make it seem a lot easier than what it is.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's
100%.
not. For
That's part of the game right there.
It's
That's part
not
of the
for
game.
everybody, and
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I mentioned in the book too. It's like, you have to understand when you want to switch it from a sole proprietorship, which is just you, to an LLC. When you want to make it an S corp or C corp, like people on social media make it seem like, oh, go ahead and you have an LLC and get funding tomorrow, and like it's not.
Yeah,
that
facts.
simple.
Yeah, nah.
You're not gonna get 100,000 just like, a day after opening up an LLC. Very unlikely unless like you bought it.
Yeah.
But you know, and this kind of brings me back to like when I first started my first business where I spent a lot of money. And I guess we can kind of go into that story. My first business was called Now Then Financial.
Nice.
And, you know, I learned at an early age, my last name really is Then. So I learned at an early age, like if I have a marketable last name and if people are going to be like, and then after every sentence, you know, I might as well use it, right?
Yeah.
That's smart.
So I was like, all right, so, you know, I got a name that, you know, a lot of people will remember, that a lot of people will, you know, recognize one way or another, and that's not too common. So I might as well use it. And I put it into that first business of mine where I, you know, basically just started doing taxes for kids on campus.
Fire.
And I actually had started off in engineering. So it's funny that, you know, you mentioned solving problems.
Yeah.
I love solving problems. Like that was my passion. I got to Calc 400 though and was like, nah. Nah.
At least you knew.
I switched to economics, and then, you know, I got a feel for like how easy it came to me, at least. And then one of my my teachers, which I guess you could call one of my first mentors, started talking to me about how much money he makes in the stock market, and that really caught my eye.
Yeah.
You know?
Fire.
And, you know, then he started talking to me about taxes, and I learned how to do my taxes on my own, self-taught. And, you know, that led to that opportunity that started my business. And, you know, long story short, I wish I had a mentor really to kind of help me out with it, because
That's what we were talking about.
That's
You still got there, but you could have got there quicker and probably
I would have spent way less money, bro.
Yeah,
I spent
yeah.
$10,000.
I just tell y'all.
I spent $10,000 on a mobile application, both Android and Apple,
Yep.
that I never used.
damn.
That I never used, but you know, it was things that I was excited about. I had all this money. I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna reinvest into my company and this, that, and third.
And how
You know, and I had the right motivations, but I just didn't have the right knowledge, the right
Guidance.
information, the guidance
Yeah.
that, you know, I could have used at that time. And I was kind of just doing things on my own. And I thought that, you know, I knew it all when I didn't.
I mean, I guess those are, you know, the hard lessons you have to learn, right? So you don't go down those roads again. That's like, oh man. Well, so you said that's one of the things that motivated you to start the first business. What do you feel like out of all the businesses you do so far that you've done, that you've touched on, is like your favorite besides the mom? You know, I know the mom one, but like the fact that you do so many other things. Like, so you said credit, nightlife, supermarket. You do have, I'd imagine, some properties.
Yeah. So I have properties. Most of my properties that I have here in the U.S., I've, you know, gotten out of them.
Gotcha.
So I've sold them. I've rented them out, whatever I needed
You
to do.
touched on real estate as well.
But yes, I do have, most of my property now is in the Dominican Republic.
Fire.
But my first house that I bought that foreclosed with a FHA 203K. I got it for
Nice.
I got it for $130,000. It definitely needed some work.
Yeah.
But I spent like $50,000 on it. Ended up being like $180 after everything. And then I sold it for $310.
Oh,
and that was the house that
Beautiful.
like I used, kind of like, you know, how you guys use your content house.
Yeah.
But I used it almost as like a house where I taught my friends about their credit and like use them as testimonials. They were my first testimonials.
That's amazing.
To, you know, go ahead and build my consulting business, which answers your question. You know, my favorite one is definitely my consulting business, because I'm able to teach people things and guide them through things. And, you know, one of the things I mentioned in my book is that thankfully, after I learned that lesson on my own in college, I started reading more and learning from other people more so that I wouldn't make mistakes that they made. Because if you read a lot of books, you'll read a lot about what people have done that they shouldn't have done, or what you should do to do things right.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you don't have to make your own mistakes and you can learn from other people's mistakes, well, then you drop that L and you just earn. You know?
I love that.
Damn.
I love
So
that.
that was the basis on that right there.
Damn.
That's gotta be pretty cool too. Like you read a book, put the knowledge out there, and then, you know, every month you might get a little check from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Something comes through.
Listen, I get a check every month
That's
from
beautiful.
Amazon, and
Beautiful.
like when I first launched my book, I put it out for $1, and not even knowing that actually like made me like an Amazon bestseller.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh,
so
I'm
like,
sorry. I forgot to add that to the title. Amazon's bestseller, Mr. Cuddles. Then.
We'll cut that into the intro.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like,
Cool.
so like it was like it became an Amazon bestseller, you know, for that particular subject.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not like the world or
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta stay humble. I gotta stay humble.
Going against Twilight and shit like that.
But for that particular category of book, it became a number one bestseller, number one new release,
Yep.
Dope.
and it was something that like really motivated me, and it built up traction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like over 100 people downloaded it at the dollar, and then what did I do? I increased the price, of course.
Yeah.
But like now, like people just like I'm getting downloads from like Spain and Germany, and like I'm like, do these people even read English? But like they're buying it, and it's
fire.
something that like for me is like wow, like I'm touching people that I've never met in my life. I've had people contact me that I've never met in my life, telling me like, wow, I read your book and like this was more helpful than reading the 10 past books that I've read previously, because like I break it down. Like I go and like I'm like, okay, I give them some motivational stuff, obviously self-help.
Yeah.
But then I go into the how-to. I tell them, okay, well, this is how you can start this type of business. I took literally like examples of friends of mine that have started businesses, and I put them into my book, and I asked them how they started those businesses, and from my own experiences, how I started particular businesses. And I literally broke down every piece. Like, okay, this is what I did. Then I did this. Then I did that. And then I go into the more nitty gritty stuff that a lot of places don't even include, which is like okay, what should I do with my bank accounts? How should I set them up? When should I turn it into an LLC? All of those things. Should I hire a bookkeeper? Should I get an accountant? Do I need a lawyer? Licenses, fees,
All those kind of things.
Everything.
The nitty gritty.
the nitty gritty.
Did you ever feel like maybe I should shorten the book and do like 3 different versions, or
Bro,
you just like it's
I
probably a lot.
I made the book a super easy read.
Yeah.
It's I forget exactly how many pages,
Yeah.
but it's not that difficult, and I even had it. It's an Audible book too.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
fire.
With your voice?
Your voice?
It's unfortunately not my voice.
Yeah, how do we make that? How do we make that?
No, but you're gonna die though, because like it's this cool British accent guy.
Yeah.
He's from the UK, and he just read it really good. And I chose him because like at the time, I didn't have like this type of equipment.
Yeah.
And you need to have like some good equipment to get a quality audio book. I didn't want it to sound like I was in my kitchen and
On yourself voice memo.
Motivational book with like a bunch of dogs barking in the background.
Yeah. That's
So
funny.
it came out really good, and I encourage people to if they don't like reading physically, download the audiobook. It's on there. If you have the Audible on Amazon, you can use one of your credits and
Doing it. I got you. Yo, question. Like, so I've only, you have a few businesses as well.
Yeah.
What do you feel like, which one are you most excited to push the furthest, or which one do you feel like has like
the
the
one
most?
that I'm most excited about right now is definitely the tequila. So that's something that as soon as like I get on it, I'm pushing it, and I have a lot of like interesting and fun ideas that are gonna they're gonna get people to be like, wow, like I need to drink that.
You got some. I imagine the commercials for them. You have for that. That gotta be funny.
I already have the commercials in my head.
That's what I said. That's what I already know you do.
Like I have them. Like I have one, for instance, where like, and I'll share it because like, if somebody wants to copy me, you heard it here first. But like for example, like you're at the bar and then like you're like, let me get that one, and the waitress is the bartender's like, which one? The one on the top shelf. And you look up, but then the shelf keeps going up.
Oh shit! Oh, okay.
Fire.
That is fire.
Okay, I can think that.
That's fire.
What would you say one of the out of all your businesses as well? Like, which one would you say you're most excited to like push?
Honestly, the credit one. And I only say the credit one because it allows me to change lives. You know what I'm saying? And then I think about kind of where I'm at right now. And as I told you guys, I actually go around from middle schools to high schools to help change the trajectory at a very young age.
So far.
So I teach kids how to go and analyze their parents' credit reports, how to fix their parents' credit. You know what I'm saying? Which
so
is a
crazy.
big thing because where we come from, they actually start at a deficit where parents put their kids on put utility in their kids' names. You know what I'm saying?
It's the worst, bro.
So if you can
You know how
actually
that goes.
start, you know what I'm saying? So if you can actually fix your parents' credit, put yourself as an authorized user, but then have access to maybe $100,000 of capital, at age 18, you know, you can now indulge in these type of businesses right here, which helps expedite your success and your wealth, right? So it's like, we're probably getting into these spaces at 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, even older. But imagine if you started at 18. Imagine if you started in middle school.
Can't even,
right?
I can't.
So like my biggest thing
bro, it
is,
would've been
yeah,
cooking.
like so you know where I work at and stuff like that. They're like, what is the deterrent for kids actually becoming successful? Because you know there's not a real interest in college. I said none of it's visually appealing. It's not visually appealing, right? So if you can dress it up and you can make it look enticing, you'll be able to change the trajectory for the younger generation, right? So we got social media. Everybody's glued to their phone, right? They're all following celebrities. So if you can show how an entrepreneur could live a celebrity-like lifestyle, you're going to change the trajectory for the young folks coming up.
question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no
not only are they able to live their dream life, but they also have the financial literacy behind it to change the trajectory for themselves and for their family. So if I'm able to change one person's life or thousands of people's lives, like that right there, that's my go-to. Like that's the reason why I really got into that business. Everything else is just a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it leaves a legacy. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Legacy is everything. We were talking about that in the last one.
Facts.
Nah, it really is. Where do you see a business in 10 years, bro?
Me, I actually, I've done some powerful things, you know, and it's something that I encourage, you know, your listeners to do as well. So one of the things I've done is I actually wrote an oath to myself. You know, like, and oaths are very powerful things. Like, you know, the president swears an oath, police officers swear an oath,
Nurses,
you know, nurses swear an
doctors,
oath. It's something that's very powerful. And I'll actually bring it up in a little bit and read it to you guys.
Fire.
Just so you can get an example of it. But I did that, and then I actually wrote myself a letter 10 years in the future. But I'm not writing myself a letter in 10 years in the future, you know, basically like doing things, saying what I want to do. I'm writing myself a 10 years letter in the future, congratulating myself for the things that I've already done.
Fire. That's super fire.
Wow.
And that
Nah, that's
right
tough.
there,
That's tough.
that right there requires some deep thinking.
Facts.
Some
I believe
deep
it.
thinking, because you go in and I'm like, you know, and I'll share a little bit of it, but like I was like, you know, hey Carlos, you know, I'm really proud of you for, you know, going ahead and helping 100 people, you know, reach financial freedom. You know, and then I stuck a number to it, you know, like doing those type of things. Believe it or not, our brains are a lot like computers, you know. So like when you go ahead and you start programming yourself, and you almost, you know, you start installing that data, that software, you know, and it's gonna take a while to finish downloading. You know what I'm saying? 10 years is gonna take a while, but you already started the process and it's loading. You just leave it in the background, and you'll see. Little by little, all those things you start talking about are gonna accomplish. You know, you're gonna accomplish what you want. So my main goal in 10 years, honestly, is to own a resort. I want to own a resort in the Dominican Republic.
That'd be fire.
And it sounds. People hear me say it, and it sounds a little ambitious. I'm not gonna lie. It scares me and gives me the heebie-jeebies sometimes as well. But it's something that I'm already working on. Something that I've already kind of started researching, and you know, something that as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna get there. So,
and you figure you already got a leg up. You already got businesses in DR. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you already kind of.
Oh, I'm a citizen over there, baby.
Oh, you good.
I'm a dual citizen, baby.
Yeah, you good.
That's super fire, man.
Let's see.
How do you feel, CJ? How do you feel like you've like sustained such a happy customer base? Like, how do you feel like you keep your clients in a good state with what, you know, the services you provide? Like, because I feel like, you know, we talked about that. You know, when I met you, immediately it was already like, I'm already willing. You know, we can rock. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's my experience. So like, what do you feel like, you know, kind of, you know, makes you different in that sense?
So I'm glad you asked that, right? Because, you know, and not to boast and brag, right? But like, I typically give off that experience and that vibe to a lot of people, right? So, and we were talking about this, because I'm not a selfish person. I'm so selfless. Like, I'll give you I'll give you the shirt off my back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that typically leaves an imprint on people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the person where You ride through the neighborhood and somebody don't got no shoes, you can have them. Or yo, can you buy me a plate? Here, you can have it. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's this guy
that's
every
who
time.
I am. And that actually that actually leaves an imprint on people, right? Like you realize, like, damn, he was cool as hell. Damn, he
Yeah.
was so selfish. Like you didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
you know what
at
I'm
all.
saying? So my goal is to remain selfless, and as long as I'm helping people, then I help myself. The goal is always to help somebody else. If I can help you, then I can help me. You know what I'm saying? So it's never about me. So as long as I keep the mentality of fulfilling and helping, the customer or a friend or even somebody I just met, right? Like we just broke bread for 30 to 40 minutes.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most people wouldn't do that, but because of who I am naturally and I'm just a giver, that's typically how I satisfy people.
But it makes you feel good too.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel good.
for
So
sure.
that's a reward in and of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking about like a moral compass, right? Like that fulfills my moral compass. You know what I'm saying? So anytime I can help another individual win,
Yep.
morally, I'm pleased.
You're aligned. Like,
Yeah,
you're,
yeah,
you're,
balance, you know what I
you're on
mean?
the right path.
So here's that oath here. I'll read through it real quick. I, Carlos Ariel, then do solemnly swear to surrender myself to the light so that I may fulfill to the best of my ability and judgment the following list of promises. I will do everything in my power to protect and utilize the vessel I've been granted, eating better and working out so that I may live the long life that I deserve and help as many people as I can before I elevate. I will take time to do breath work and meditation each day in order to keep my mind clear and mental health sound so that I may better serve and relay messages and thoughts. I will ascend to higher levels of success and learn various methods to do so in order to help others achieve similar or better results and establish generational wealth for years to come. I will evoke the greatest abilities and strategies of those who came before me in the fields of finance, credit, taxes, investing, and philanthropy in order to guide those who come in contact with me towards a better life for themselves.
Wow.
I would do things out of inspiration rather than ego and refuse to hold the dollar before mankind so that the world can be a better place full of better people. I will remain transparent and truthful in myself and in my business always so that there is never a doubt that I am a good soul with only the best intentions for those who I come across. I will provide resources and tools that I will allow people to eliminate the dark in their life and guide them towards more light so that they can win more than they lose. I will not be ashamed to say I don't know or be embarrassed to call on a colleague or competitor so that the most accurate and beneficial thoughts are always put in play. I will remember that with my role as a trusted coach and advisor, there comes responsibility and confidentiality. So above all else, I will respect the privacy of those who confide in me. I am just a soul whose intentions are to do more good in this world and to help others establish the same financial prowess as I have.
Clap it up for that, man. Gotta clap it up.
That's a hell of an oath.
Nah, bro, that's tough.
I mean, every
man.
time I read it, I get the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, because you have to live to that. Like that's something you I promise you made to yourself.
Yeah, it's a promise I made to myself. And it's not just one, it's a list.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility, my brother.
Yeah. How long ago did you do that?
I did this in 2020.
Okay. So you got like seven more years before you got to probably do a new one, I guess. I don't know. What do you do at that
Well,
point?
how does that work?
I mean, the oath itself, you can keep the same. You can change things
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
I actually
Gotcha.
made one for like my security company, so that my knights, when they're getting on it, they have to swear an oath.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I found it to make them also be more considerate of their jobs as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with that, you can kind of switch it around if you want to.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of all encompassing for the most part. But I read that at least like once a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so with all our different jobs in our respective fields, we've been in the rooms with a lot of powerful people. We've been in the room with a lot of, regular, whatever. But like, we've seen different levels of the same, of success. How would you define success?
How would I define success?
How would you? What's your definition of success? Because like you've been around millionaires and people who probably may be miserable or they may got it like that, and it's all good, whatever the case is. But like, what would you define success? Like, how would what's CJ?
Freedom of choice. You know what
Got
I'm
it.
saying? Like, doing things because you want to, not because you have to.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, waking up and, you know, my son want to go to the store, whether he wants to go to the park, and me just being able to do that, opposed to going being restrained somewhere, like that's the ultimate freedom. So like one of my biggest goals is, and I'm not there yet, but I will be very soon, is like taking my kid on a yacht. You know what I'm saying? Like we go on yachts. We leave for like a month. So for example, like my son just turned 3 on September 29th, right?
Congratulations.
And we were supposed to be in the Bahamas. Like, who goes to the Bahamas for their 3rd birthday?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Not me.
You feel me? Like, but like when I think of freedom, I think of something like that. You know, we didn't go because he actually ended up getting sick. Him and his little brother got sick. My other son. But when I think of freedom, I think of, yo, we could just go up and we could get up and go live life, wake up in the Bahamas on your birthday as a 3-year-old. Like, I didn't even start traveling until I got to 20-something. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never mind celebrating my birthday as a 3-year-old in a whole nother country on an island with my feet in the sand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Nah,
like
that's
freedom,
100%.
so like success is just being free, bro. Like coming here, breaking bread with good people, good individuals. You know what I'm saying? Who are genuine, who want to see each other win. Like freedom is just, I mean, the success is just freedom at its ultimate peak.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a tough follow.
It's a difficult question to answer.
Absolutely. Loaded, very loaded question.
Yeah.
So the thing for me is, as far as achieving success, I would say it's problem solving for me at least.
Yeah.
You know, I find I am happiest, believe it or not, when I am solving problems. Obviously, like there's situations that you just can't solve at a particular time, you know, and it becomes difficult. And, you know, it's probably when most people find themselves at their lowest, you know, when they can't solve a problem, they're at their lowest. But when they can solve that problem, when they don't have to worry about how the bills are paid, they're as happy as can be.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? But one of the ways I really define true success is in achieving what I like to call the 3 freedoms. And it's similar to what CJ was saying. It starts with time freedom, which, you know, similar to what he said, allows you to, you know, I can work today or I can take the day off. It's up to me, not on somebody else's clock. Then there's location freedom. Again, taps on what he was talking about. Being able to work from wherever I want. You know, I was running my security company from Dominican Republic. I'm running the supermarket from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I set up systems to do so. And then finally, financial freedom. And it doesn't necessarily mean going ahead and, you know, having $1 million in the bank and this, that, and the third, but I don't have to worry about my bills being paid. I'm saying, like, I don't have to struggle to, you know, put gas in my car. You know, like there's things that are taken care of. And that's all because I have that freedom and I'm not struggling and drowning in debt.
Yeah, that baseline.
Let me piggyback off of that too, right? Because I love that you said that. And just to piggyback off of that, when we talk about freedom, because it was a loaded question, also the freedom of family.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like as you started going down the list, you have my brain going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, like
That's a
when the
beautiful
family could be free. You know what I'm saying? So
thing.
like
You talk about, you know, being able to do things with your
like
son.
step pops, you know what I'm saying? He's able, he's free, right? Like he could, you know, run the rental car business, but ultimately he could do it on his own time. You know what I'm saying? You got things going on back home for your mother. Like that's a sense of freedom, right? Like nobody holding a job over their head. They're able to, you know, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like they can actually get up whenever they want or whatever the case may be. Granted, you know, things still need to get done.
Of course.
However, they're still free, right? Like, and there's not an opportunity for you to walk in there and get fired tomorrow, right? Or, you know, the budget doesn't make sense, so somebody's got to go. You know what I'm saying? So, like, freedom is like the family actually being free. Moms doesn't have to work. You know, the mortgage is paid off. Like, she could go travel to Paris for a month if she wants to. Not that she ever will. You know,
but she
she's a
can.
workaholic,
It's like that.
But she has the freedom of choice. You know what I'm saying? So freedom is just like not just me being free, but everybody around me being free. Like if I can help others around me achieve that freedom, that's success for me. You know?
I love that.
No, that's fine. I was thinking like, you know, because we do have some sort of freedom ourselves, being you know owning our own business. Have you guys ever noticed like the people in your life, maybe like the freedom, not getting taken for granted, but being almost misunderstood? Like, like sometimes it's like, oh, but you own a business, you should be able to like just do whatever you want. It's
Yeah.
like no, but then also it's like, well, you should also be appreciative that I can do whenever I want. Like if you want to go do something, like just using my kids for example, if we want to go somewhere with the kids tomorrow, we can. Like
Yeah.
we own our own company. I can just call Josh, be like, yo, family day. I'll be like, all right,
Yep.
say less. Let's do it.
Yeah. You know, it's
Yeah,
funny that you say that because I experienced that, right? And I actually learned it from my mentor. It's just structure, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to create structure. So even
Yeah.
though you're actually free, there's still certain structures that have to be implemented that allows you to
Yep.
obtain that freedom
Facts.
at a 100% success rate. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Facts.
So implementing that structure and having everybody aware of the structure will actually help avoid
Yeah.
those types of misunderstandings.
Yeah, and the thing is too is that sometimes misunderstand sometimes that being an entrepreneur and having your own business. Yes, you can go ahead and take a day off whenever you want, but usually, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur, if you aren't working, you're not making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
In most cases,
Yeah.
Facts.
So like
Yeah.
people sometimes need to realize that, like, okay, if I'm not gonna go into work today, I'm not gonna make that $300 to $3,000 I could have made.
Yeah.
So we need to budget for that. Now when you have something that is not necessarily automated, but that you have things in place that systems in place, employees, things of that nature, people that you can trust to do
Yeah.
things when you're not around.
It's most
Then
important.
that is when you can really experience freedom to another level, I guess you could say, because now you can delegate tasks. Most of what I do in a day, and I think I saw Jeff Bezos mention it. I'm making high level decisions most of the day.
Yep.
I'm going ahead and I'm deciding, like, okay, well, we need to do this, that, and the third. Okay, go do this, that, and the third.
Yep.
And then somebody goes and executes those things on my behalf.
That's bullshit.
And the other piece I want to add off of that, until you get to that certain position right there, a common misconception is like because you're an entrepreneur, you're free. But most people don't realize the average entrepreneur actually works more than your average 9 to 5.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So,
never turned
like,
off.
Wait,
It's such a misunderstanding, right? Like just because you're an entrepreneur
Yep.
doesn't mean like yes, you're free,
Yeah.
but with the freedom of choice, you still have to choose to wake up
Oh,
and
yeah.
fulfill whatever.
And your phone doesn't
obligations-
stop either. So
yeah,
yeah.
Never
obligations
not
that you
working.
have for your business. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, even when I planned on going on vacation with the family, and they said it was like, oh, like, are you gonna stop working? I'm like, I can't. Like, even if I'm on vacation, I'm still closing deals.
Yep,
I'm
taking
still
phone
working. I'm
calls.
still responding to eat. Like, I'm still communicating
Take
with
an
people.
hour,
you know what I'm saying?
In
Like,
between jumping in the
yeah,
pool.
you know,
You
like,
get away from the fan for a little bit, get your,
you know,
get
like,
your thing done.
Your average entrepreneur is going to work 5 times as harder and
Yeah.
more than your average 9 to 5er. You know what I'm
There's, like-
saying? So I think it's important for people to understand that.
There's like some meme that's like, I didn't want to work a 9 to 5, so I became an entrepreneur. Now I work 24/7 or something like that. It's like,
literally.
It's real. It's real.
is no
know?
cap.
That's how it be. I mean, I've taken phone calls at all hours of the day, and
Bro, that's how it is. Depending on where the client is, too.
you try to
know
set
what I'm saying?
boundaries sometimes too.
I
but
mean,
it's
one
tough.
of the things too, though, is that I've learned is like how to limit access to,
Yeah.
because that's important as an entrepreneur. Sometimes we get a little too involved in our business, and we become like these machines, I guess you could say. And
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely made me struggle in like relationships, for example.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh, but
Because not everybody can handle that. Not
Balance.
everybody can handle.
I'm very
Right
lucky.
now, bro. Right now, dating for me is like super weird because like I have to tell a girl I'm gonna be gone for the winter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so,
You gonna be where?
like, what do you mean you're gonna be gone for the winter? They think I got
DR?
another
Yeah,
girl.
so we
in
be DR. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I have to go check you out in DR. You said you wanted to show me some properties or something like that. So I actually should be out there. You said what month? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
November to maybe spring this time.
Baby spring? Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm going, bro. I was supposed to go. I'm going to Costa Rica next month, but I was supposed to go to DR as
I
well.
love Costa Rica. Pura vida. That's
Yeah,
a beautiful place.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going out there, and it's about to be super fun.
I went to a place called Jaco over there, and that was a nice place.
Yeah.
You guys have traveled a lot. You guys are two good-looking young men. Where are some of your favorite places you guys have traveled to?
Man, with the wife. With the wife.
With the wife.
With the wife.
the one with the wife, and I'll do the
With the
First
wife.
spot, you go.
Yeah,
First spot, you going to.
anywhere she go, we go. We
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That's a fact. I was actually gonna ask you. I mean, I guess it's hard to answer, but like, I wonder what the differences are. You know, you're single as fuck, and you're married with a couple of kids, so it's like, and you're both kind of doing like you're on the same journey. I feel, you know, so
On the similar journey with multiple businesses and that kind of thing. That's tough, man.
it's like us, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I go home.
You want to ask me something?
No, I go home at the end of the night to my kids and stuff and my girl, but you know, then there's all these hours of the day where his brain's still going. That's why I'm like, yo, we
Bro,
gotta,
my shit be.
we can
Bro,
keep
my
going.
shit goes too though.
Yeah, my shit never
Yeah.
stops.
I literally get like 4.5 hours of sleep every single day. Like my brain,
It's just crazy.
like even
bro.
on my, like it's crazy because we were supposed to leave out on September 27th, right? Big boy got sick, whatever the case may be. And then even on the day of my son's birthday, I was working.
Damn.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so when you
a
talk
deal
about
like that.
relationships, like you gotta,
gotta
like
know how
my
to
lady,
manage
she
it.
gets it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right,
Super
cool.
important.
You're on your journey right now. Like,
Yeah.
ride it out.
Yeah.
Get there, right?
Do
But
your
not
thing.
every female is that understanding. Like, so
At
to
all.
be working on your son's birthday is a stretch, and a lot of women would actually be
Get
pissed
upset
off with
or-
that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, what?
But she gets. I'm at dinner tables, like we're out to eat, and I'm on the phone closing deals, emailing, like
Hey, you
everything,
got
bro.
to,
Like,
man.
but
You got
she gets it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Very important.
we had our trials and tribulations, but we're now in a space where she understands and she's like, all right, get to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's only
And
going to benefit her and the family
yeah,
at the end of
and
the day.
ultimately that's what you're trying to find in a
Yeah.
part of somebody who just gets it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Which
we-
is hard.
I mean, one of the things that I guess a lot of people don't understand is that we're not gonna be doing that stuff just to do it.
Yeah.
Like we're not just doing it just to do it. Like
Yeah.
it's not like we want to be out at dinner taking these
Phone
calls.
calls, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we have a particular goal in mind, and we had mentioned this too off camera. But like, women have like, in my opinion, and I think even like I forget what celebrity said it, but he said that women have biological clocks.
We got
And,
financial
and
ones.
men have financial clocks, and like I want to be at a certain level financially by a particular age. You know what I'm saying?
We just had this
and
conversation.
Yeah,
women,
for real.
women for the most part, not all. There's some women that are different. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want anybody to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
come at me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But like
Generalizations.
in most instances, most women want to start a family or have some sort of relationship or do something that is typically related to some sort of biological clock.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense, and it's definitely not easy to find the one. And I feel bad for you guys because, like, to be honest, because also once you get to that level of success, good luck weeding through the women that are genuine. You know what I mean, and genuinely for you.
I mean,
Yeah,
My
at
girl
least
was with me when I was
Facts.
you know, like
she wasn't
y'all-
with me. She with me in the gym.
My girl used to, buy me coffees on the way home from work, and I couldn't even afford a coffee. And that's as a man, that hurts. You know what I mean? You always feel like you should be providing and all that stuff. So it's like it's not easy.
Yeah.
damn.
I mean, I have
gonna be
to. I
tough.
have to admit, for me, you know, and with all my success,
Yeah.
and all the things that I've accomplished, one of the things that I think I'd be really great at is being a dad.
Oh, I believe it.
And you know, that's
It's so
something
fun,
that
bro.
I would love to someday accomplish.
No, for sure.
But I'm not just gonna do it with anybody.
How many kids you want?
I think I'll be fine with 2, but I don't know.
That's reasonable. That's
Good
reasonable.
answer, brother.
He said
I
5.
think I want 5.
Yeah.
That's you, my brother.
Yeah. I think.
I'm
yeah.
still trying to go on vacations and stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna just drop them.
You
I
have
have
a
we
two?
was bringing the kids with us on vacation. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Okay,
like
that's fair.
How many do you have?
2. I got 3 years old and then 7 months going on
Wow.
8. You know what I'm saying?
And you brought
that's
both of
perfect.
them?
Yeah, we bring them, bro. Like,
Oh wow.
so once again, like the freedom, bro, and exposure. Like, I want my kids to be able to experience that.
That's
you know what I'm
amazing.
saying?
Yeah,
so like,
absolutely.
when they get older,
Starting them early.
yeah, they're not gonna be impressed by
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's the
I get
ultimate
completely what
goal.
you're saying.
I would.
I mean, the only thing I see with like, I mean, you have some broad shoulders, so you could probably throw like one kid on your shoulder.
Oh,
yes,
I see where you're
But
going
like
with it.
the reasoning behind me wanting just 2 is like I could carry one, and Bay can eventually carry one. You know. what I'm saying? So,
Bro, I got twins. It's so tough, and they're getting bigger, and they're getting heavier. I'm not getting any stronger. I haven't been in the gym lately, so it's like my son is so
sounds
heavy.
good.
Even like my girl
that's
sometimes.
amazing though. Fucking twins.
Bro, I'm like this. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got, like
it's better than them getting down.
All still
Yeah,
giving out, you know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Like, I
Like-
got two, like one in this arm. Is
Yeah.
so especially because my firstborn, he's a daddy's boy, right? You know what I'm saying? So he's
That's so
super
fire.
clingy to me. So whenever I have the youngest, he's like, hold on, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah.
position, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he start coming to
I
try to
need
push
this.
his brother out the way. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get up. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
It's
Damn,
tough, man.
do I
It's
really want
tough,
5
bro.
of those things running around?
I mean, you find the right woman. Also, you have a village we talked about in past episodes.
Which
Like
is a
you,
big thing.
you do have like your mom and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the tias.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
really, one of my ultimate goals, bro. I've talked about this before, but like before I bought this property, I got approved for like a land and a land loan and a construction loan, and so I was dead ass just about to buy 40, 50 acres and then just put a building on it and then whatever do.
Create a
But like
literal village.
now. I'm like, now that I got this property, it's a 5 acres, cool. We're doing this, we're doing a few things. I got a couple other plans after this, but now I'm like, yo, actually, I do want to buy like 40 to 50 acres and then like maybe 100 acres, whatever, but like put like 10, like 4 or 5 of those, like 5 to 10 of those, metal buildings. Cause like the way they flip these barn dominiums and these metal houses, and like this shit is crazy. I'm like, yo, put everything right there. Obviously, it's gonna take some, land, you got to put the electricity up and all that kind of shit, but like, why not just create a whole campsite?
Yeah, that'd be dope. I mean,
Why not? Like-
I mean, you're one of those things that made me think when you were mentioning that, like with like family and all of that, is like going ahead and having like a family estate. Like you going ahead and like literally like
that's why
like your whole family is just living on one property. Like
That's what I'm-
that's
that's what I'm-
beautiful. You know what I mean? Like that's
That's
like,
that's what I like.
your
That's what-
Dia is your neighbor. You know what I'm saying?
She's
Like,
right down the block. And down her street, like her block within the 50 or whatever. Like, or just I've seen some things online how they've done like, they've done families like the brother, the sister, the uncle, the mom, the whatever the stuff, and everybody's on the same 10-acre property, but like right in the middle of it, and like.
That's amazing. That'd be
So
dope.
I'm like, I almost did a version of that by mistake, and then I got this, but like. I'm just like, my head went back to that. I was like, ultimately, I definitely think like a campsite would just be kind of like it.
That'd be
Because we
dope.
would be, I mean, obviously go out, get whatever we need to get, et cetera, but like,
You gonna live off the land?
nah, I don't know about all that.
Well, I mean,
I'm
one-
definitely down to hunt and
One
all
of
that
my
shit.
intentions with the resort is that, obviously it'll be a place where people can go. It's funny that you mentioned that you want to go to Costa Rica because that's actually one of the reasons why I was motivated to even open a resort. So
Nice.
I'll share that in a little bit. But I want to, in the resort, have like a specific area closed off that's just for family. So that would be fire in my
Yeah.
opinion. But like going back to Costa Rica, I actually got to meet the owner of a resort, and this is what even motivated the whole thing. So I was there with at the time what was my significant other,
Yep.
and an owner happens to come over to the table that we were sitting at. I didn't know who the guy was.
Yeah.
But he comes over and he's like, "Wow, you guys look like an amazing couple. I just upgraded your room." And I'm kind of like looking at her like, "How's this weirdo?"
What?
Like,
wait, what? Just like that?
Just like that. Just like
You
that.
guys look like an amazing couple. I just upgraded your room.
Yep. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't believe him. I go back to the room, get a phone call. It's the receptionist. She's like, "Hey, so we're gonna send somebody over to pick up your bags. Your room got upgraded." And I'm like,
Fire.
"What?" And she's like, "Yeah, the owner happened to go by you guys, and he thought you guys were like really beautiful, and
Wow.
and he just wanted to do something nice for you." And I was like, "What? Okay."
Yeah, I need to buy this. I guess I need to buy him a drink.
Yeah, right.
So
Something.
he ended up inviting us to dinner that night.
Wow.
And it was incredible. I got to ask him like, how he even started the resort.
Yeah.
And he said he started with a restaurant and 2 rooms.
Wow.
And now it's over like 100 villas. It's called Zephyr Palace in Jaco, Costa Rica, and it was
Wow.
freaking beautiful place. And that room, it wasn't like a presidential room, but like it was amazing. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there was monkeys that would come tap on our window. And, like, it was,
That is fire.
I looked like the
Fire.
man to my girl at the
So you
time.
got, hey, listen, man.
She
What?
thought I planned the whole thing. Like,
Did you run with it?
Huh?
Did you run with it? You know, baby, I did this for you.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Couldn't let you run on everything.
You can't even make that kind of shit out, though, bro.
No.
Like, he just walked by and said, "You guys look like an amazing couple. Let me upgrade your room."
No, yeah, and then he like literally like just gave us like just for me what was valuable information. And
Yeah.
like honestly, just one day I just wanna like it kind of sounds a little crazy, but like I just wanna go up to somebody one day when I own the resort and return that.
Do this.
return
Oh,
that.
oh, you're going to, bro. And
Yeah, for sure. Pay it forward.
I'll be that couple. I'm gonna be there with my girl. Well, whoever.
Your girl, huh? Is you
I don't-
making
I
an
don't-
announcement? Right now?
I don't know.
He already started writing that 10-year letter already.
I know, right? I will have
Yeah,
a girl.
that's a little different. I might get into
I
that.
will have 5 kids.
In 10 years, 5 kids in 10 years. That's a little bold.
That poor woman. That's like 1 every 2 years. I guess it's not that bad, but
I don't.
Who
And
am I
I
to
don't.
talk on it?
I don't want. I'm gonna try not to do the whole multiple. You know
Baby
what I'm
mamas.
saying?
Oh, yeah.
If I can't, I don't even know how it's gonna happen. But like, I think 5 on one body is gonna be very. It's gonna hurt
Taxing?
her. Yeah, it's gonna be taxing on her. But
You'll be surprised, man. These women are capable of incredible things.
100%.
That's a fact.
Incredible things.
Shout out to
just
the queens.
creating life is mind blowing.
That's why I tell them, I'm like, I'm more of a man than you'll ever be. I've made life. I've created life. That is what men are supposed to do. I've done it, and I did it twice in one shot. So.
Big twins. My boy,
twins is crazy.
my boy got the juice.
Yeah.
Yo, and watching my girl give birth to him was beautiful. It really was. Like I watched every second of.
You watched the whole thing?
Watched everything.
Yo,
I'm not even gonna hold you. So the first one.
That's how you know this.
Yeah, the
gonna
first
be a good
one.
story. What's
yeah,
the story?
yeah. The first one, the wife, she had a C-section. She had an emergency C-section, right?
That was scary.
So I didn't watch it. I watched her give birth, but she didn't push, right?
Got
so,
it, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But I
cut it.
actually walked in when they were taking the baby
Oh,
out.
that's
You know what
dope,
I'm saying?
though.
So like I seen like, her stomach really like flipped inside out.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that. I saw a lot of blood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like it's like as you can imagine, like taking the baby out of there, opened up, you know what I'm
Guts
saying?
and
So
stuff. Yeah.
Medicine's
but
crazy. bro.
I seen that, but the second one she actually pushed. And I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going down. I said, yeah,
Yo,
bro.
listen, I feel like
I
you would
said,
just ruin it for me.
There's no way I'm going
Nah.
down there. I can't see it because if I see it, I can't unsee it.
Hey,
You know what
you
I'm
saw
saying?
everything.
I saw everything. I saw
No.
my daughter's hairy head coming out, and then my son came out
bro.
by his
So
leg.
I was
The
giving
doctor just
her,
like
like,
yanked
a
him.
bunch of
He's a
inspiration.
strong man. He's a strong man.
Again, shout out to you. I stood by her ear. I
Yeah.
gave her the love and
Yeah.
the push and the job. Go ahead, baby, you
Yeah,
got it. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I couldn't.
You couldn't be on the other side
I couldn't
watching.
be on the
yeah.
waist down. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I couldn't do
Nah,
it.
so
Bro.
I was like, this is fucking
Wait.
crazy.
So you went on the other side and you saw it.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, he watched.
He
He,
was-
watched.
yeah,
He
I
watched
thought
the baby come out.
Well, I was by her head. You know,
was
'cause
helping the
they
doctor.
go through a lot. Like their bodies, like sometimes shaking and shit. Like
Yeah,
they're going through a
bro.
lot,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
She was losing mad blood and shit. Like it was
Oh my
wild.
God. That's scary though.
So like for me,
not
like
not
we-
like in a.
No, it
like,
was
I'm
scary.
not too scared of like blood, but like just like
the thought of how that could
Yeah.
go.
How
Bro,
it
and
could
the week
go
before, I watched Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
during labor, his wife dies, and I'm like, my girl's going into labor like any day. I'm like, oh my god.
That was.
It wasn't a good. I didn't know what it was about. I was
Yeah,
like,
she was.
Kev got in the
mine was-
movie.
she was bleeding
he's
too.
like, yeah, fatherhood. I'm about to be a dad.
Yeah,
she
I
was
know.
bleeding too.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
It's scary.
for you.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was bleeding. She was
Oh,
bleeding.
man.
It's traumatic. Then when my son came out, he had like the umbilical cord wrapped around.
Oh
his
my
neck.
gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
alive.
yeah. So it's such a beautiful traumatic experience.
And it goes so fast too. Like there's so much going on.
Yeah,
Doctors
yeah.
yelling at each other, and
Facts,
you're just like,
facts.
whoa.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I stood by the head. I held her head
Yep.
up so she could push. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But
Oh,
I
nah,
wasn't.
Maybe I
on
just
the
have
waist-
one kid then.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
I'm
no,
just kidding.
man, damn. 2 kids is good.
Yeah,
Two
yeah, yeah.
kids
I'm
is
just
good.
teasing,
You
I'm
know what I'm
just
saying? But for us, it was polar different experiences. So you got
Yeah.
one where
Yeah,
she had a
yeah,
C-section,
yeah,
other
yeah.
one she actually
Super
pushed
scary,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
But she was like, yeah, after pushing this baby out, I'm all set. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame her.
She was like, yeah, I'm all set. And I don't blame her either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
We got guys. I'll admit, we get off pretty easily. Literally.
Yo.
well,
I
That's all it took.
I mean, just carrying a child for 9 months is something that I commend women for.
Bro,
Facts.
my girl's back was so fucked up. She could barely walk. I was like,
That's how
with
it was with our
twins
first
too,
one,
bro.
yeah.
Your body
And you had
changes.
twins.
Like it's something that really they have the blueprint of life built into them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And they create it, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I commend women all across the world. Hopefully someday I'll be able to experience that with somebody. Maybe just once.
You have to, bro.
Not 5 times.
I know you want to do it 5 times.
I think.
So, you enjoy sleep?
I mean, I personally feel like, I know maybe.
He can sleep.
Yeah,
through anything.
I'm
No,
just,
not
I'm
sleep
just-
through anything.
I'm just curious.
I'm just-
Yeah, right.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can't sleep through anything. All I'm
thinks
saying
he
is
can
that
handle it.
when I do have kids, by the time I have kids,
Bro.
send the
Not that same lifestyle.
send the maids. I mean, like,
Oh yeah, like Grant Cardone style.
Yeah, you're
I
trying to
get
be
it.
trying to be rich.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I remember, bro.
I gotta.
But
I got work to do.
There's something about going through those struggles though, getting up, not sleeping, having
you
to
on
wake up
your
with the
own,
baby.
Bro. I
like,
could do without him.
It helps you mature,
I could do without him.
helps you mature in life. And
It does help you
definitely
mature.
does.
You know what I tell you? Having a kid gives you like real purpose.
it's 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
like right now, you're in a space like, I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my mom. You know what I'm saying? But when you like hold your youngin at the end of the night, it's like, I'm like, this is it.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
you know what I mean?
nothing
You
better.
get like real purpose. So right now, like, you're really just responsible for taking care of yourself. You help your parents out, cool. They make, hopefully they got their own thing set up so they still got some money. But once you have like your own youngin, your little person,
that's your life and joy.
bro, not only is it just your life and joy, you have a dependent.
Literally.
You get like you literally have a dependent, right? So your ability to wake up and go get it, you got to put clothes on his kid's back. You got to put diapers on their butt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's crazy.
They
once
can't eat without you.
once they stop breastfeeding, if wifey's nursing, you got to feed them, right? Formula's $50 a pop, bro.
I'm
Like,
so glad I'm not paying for that anymore. Jesus Christ.
like it adds up. You know what I'm saying? So like you literally have a dependent, and then once you got your significant other, that if you're really trying to have the most seamless experience without any type of resentment, you want to give them the opportunity to not work while they're in recovery. You know what I'm saying? So now you got maybe one dependent, now it becomes 2.
Yeah.
Or now if you got twins, it might become 3, right? Like, and so these are like, it gets real. You know what I'm saying?
It can trip you up too, because as a guy, you're like, oh, I want to, don't work. I'll take care of everything, take care of the babies. But then I learned the hard way. She goes a little stir crazy inside all day, and they don't have any interaction with people.
Yeah, bro.
So my girl got a job just to have some interaction.
Yeah.
Postpartum, postpartum kicks in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my God.
And their hormones are readjusting because they've been out of whack for not like. It's an experience, bro. One thing that I will say, and I'm not trying to traumatize you, bro.
I don't think I ever want to do it.
I'm not trying to traumatize you, right? But one thing that I will say, and I will say this with the utmost confidence, having a kid and enduring that process made a man out of me.
Amen.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree
Like,
with that.
you don't really know what it's like to be a man, in my opinion, until you got 3 people depending on you, right? Like, these youngins are depending on you. Their ability to just have a stress-free life and be able to just grow without any type of developmental delay due to trauma is dependent off of your ability to be a man, step up to the plate, and handle business.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
You already do that. You handle business as it is, so I'm sure it'll just kick you into another gear.
I've been,
Facts.
Yeah,
I mean, he might fool around and have quintuplets or something.
Yeah,
Like
there
that.
you go. There you go.
You got knocked on
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it all
Bang
done.
them all out at once.
Chill, none of that. I mean,
Ooh, talk about
that might be
stress.
crazy though. I mean, damn.
You don't want that, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
You don't want that.
You
No,
don't
I
want
don't think I do.
My oldest son, I kid you not, at 3 o'clock in the morning, he would have me walking laps
Oh my God.
around the apartment for like an hour,
Like you carrying them around.
carrying around because he wouldn't sleep,
Yeah.
bro. Like I would literally walk I would get up to like 100 laps walking around my apartment because he wouldn't sleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. That's why I asked, do you like sleeping? Because that,
Getting them steps in.
bro, and then mind you, so my son's 3, so we had him in the height of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So we didn't get any type of support, no resources. The
There
wife
wasn't
was like,
anybody there.
yeah, you guys are not coming by. You can't touch them.
Yeah.
COVID's going on. Like,
Yeah,
crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Because it's real.
It's true.
Like,
yeah.
and we
It was
got a
crazy.
newborn. They haven't built the
Immune system.
their immune system. You know what I'm saying? So something one wrong thing and
It's a wrap. Yeah,
you
I
feel
know,
me?
I know,
So like we had so that process, and granted, I love it, but and hopefully nobody will have to endure that again. But the pandemic babies, bro, that shit was traumatizing.
Yeah, I couldn't even go in for the ultrasound. Like they wouldn't even let
Oh,
fathers
so
in.
yeah. So you went through it too.
Yeah, they're about to be 2 years old in
Bro,
December. So
traumatizing. Traumatizing.
I don't want kids.
Yeah.
I don't want kids. I was just kidding about the 5 kids, ladies. This is a wrap for me. I'm not doing that
kids.
shit.
you can be
No,
stepped out of 5 kids.
Oh,
Hell no, my nigga. You, that's. I would. Anyway, where can they find Carlos? Where can they find you, Brody?
I mean, they can find me on social media. Everything's the same. It's Mr_then. It's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything. My website's www.mrthen, so mrthen.biz. I have bought like pretty much every domain name that's even similar.
Good for you. Bro, I just went through that. Good for you, bro.
Even like typos, Mr. THNE, like they typo, they're still getting to me.
Yeah, they're still getting to me. Like I own MrThen.com, MrThen.biz, CarlosThen.com. Like I bought them all because at the end of the day, that's my intellectual property.
I'm going through it right now.
Facts.
And then,
I'm going through it right now, bro.
Oh yeah.
I believe it, bro. I had somebody try to steal one of my websites.
Yeah.
So they be out here. The website stealers and stuff. So
They know the value. We don't understand that until you have to go through it. Like
I mean, I had to go through something similar with the security company. There's Nightlife Security, which is us with a K, and then there was another one that was called Nightlife Security with an N.
Got it.
Oh man, that was a headache.
Oh god.
Thankfully, I don't think they exist anymore.
Whoa.
There was a lot of confusion, and they were screwing up, unfortunately, which I didn't mind. Like I didn't really care that they existed. I just cared when people were contacting us
Your brand's
with
on the line.
with situations that they screwed up on.
Got you. Yeah.
Also, I hear that.
Because I was easy to find. You can find me on Google. You
Not
can
these
find
guys.
me on
Yeah, not these guys.
other guys
And they're leaving a wrong result. Like
yeah,
wrong.
those stations were calling me. Like I was like, no, we were not involved in that.
Nah, that's crazy. Yeah, where can they find you, Brody?
So they can find me at all social media handles _rich off credit.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? My website and everything is in all of my bio on all social media platforms.
Word.
Yeah, fellas, this has been an incredible episode, man. I just want to say thank you
doing
guys
this,
for
for
joining us. We're definitely going to run it again. We'll do another day. Listen, also, we have really fun fight nights. I know you're a couple hours away. Maybe some other time, but, some other time, maybe you want to come by and run it, live stream with us where we, talk about the fights as they're happening, boxing fights, UFC fights, bare knuckle boxing, all that crazy shit. We do it, it's mad fun, but, thank you, fellas. I really appreciate y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you tell them to call us. Deuces.
What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffee.